A principle is a fundamental truth, a foundation or force behind life. Newton's discovery of the principle of gravity heralded not just an understanding of the causal laws of our planet, but for the entire universe. Nearly 40 years ago, Theosopher Sydney Banks uncovered simple principles that explained the causal laws of not just how our thinking or psychological experience worked, but how everyone on Earth was creating their experience of life in exactly the same way. Mr. Banks didn't uncover anything new, but helped point towards already present, pre-existing principles behind humanity's psychological functioning. In essence, he made what had been almost invisible more visible. We have 60 to 100,000 thoughts a day. These thoughts are creating our life experience right now. It's impossible to manage this amount of thinking. This understanding does not try to control, change, manage, or be made aware of the content of our mind, but rather reveal the very nature of our minds. It insightfully looks not to what our mind has created, but what is creating. What if a cure for psychological suffering lay not in looking at the illness, but getting more curious about the health in people? What if the cure for the world's ills lay not in changing the world, but rather changing the heart of mankind? Because if we were thinking differently, we will be doing differently. And if we were doing differently, we will be having a different impact on the world. Peace of mind, well-being, health, happiness, peace, lust for life, joy, seeing the beauty in others are all available to us right now. It's not about searching for them. On the contrary, when you insightfully understand how you are creating your life experience, they find you.
The three principles define the nature of human experience.
It just brings people together because we see our commonality. When we talk about the principles, we're not talking about, think positive or think negative. We have these principles that give us the ability to create thought.
It's not a religion, it's not a philosophy, it's not science, it's not psychology, it's not anything really, but it's everything.
They understand that within them there is an innate wisdom that connects them with the universe, that connects them with the energy within the universe and within each other.
Don't think you're anything less than perfect.
There's a one God, one mind, one thought, one consciousness, one nature to all of life. And we're just bearing witness to this oneness.
The quality of my life depends on the quality of my thinking.
And so when I didn't understand why nobody could tell me what the principle of mind does, what the principle of consciousness was, and what the principle of thought was, because it's like, come on, where's my one-liner? And what I've come to see, firstly, is that when we say principle, we're talking about first principles. We're talking about a fundamental element. We're talking about the irreducible core of something. That when we look at the human experience, whatever the experience looks like, whatever it feels like, it's always going to come back to these three things: mind, consciousness, and thought.